Hello everyone, this is Lori from Grammy's Keepsakes, and I've been playing around a little bit with some library pockets. I know that I've made library pockets in the past lots of times, and I have a video on my original library pocket way back in the library under the playlists of tutorials. Well, I've been playing around with some more to make it a little bit different. And what I did with these two here is I printed on some transparencies. And so we're going to play around a little bit with this. And it turned out really nice, I think. It was easy to print on. And just have to make sure that your transparencies are printable, and I used my laser for these. This particular kind did not work in my inkjet, and so I did use the laser. And you just have to make sure that you print on the right side. One side is a lot smoother and slick. That is not the side to print on. You want to print on the one that's a little bit rougher, so the ink has something to grab to, or the toner. And then on your transparencies, usually this little paper margin is removable. So you can take that off to get a little bit more room. So let's go ahead and start playing, and I'll walk you through the process that I used to get these. I'm using a We Are Memory Keepers frame punch board and some 65-pound cardstock. So let's make another botanical one like this. Put those off to the side. And I'm going to use this one here. So what I want to measure is how big is it. I'm going to go with a 2-inch by 2 3/4 inch window, I think. So what I did was I did pre-cut my cardstock. I'm 3.5 inches by 4. And how I got that is because I'm going to use the 3/4 inch margins. So I just put my ruler on the 3/4 inch on the outside of the image, and then measured another 3/4 of an inch. And that's how I came up with the 3.5. And that's what I did for the top also. So if I cut it off at the 4, I have my 3/4 and my 3/4. Now I want to separate this image from the others, and with the transparencies, any scissors will cut. So this is ready and waiting for us. Now to use one of these, they have different markings over here on the side. They'll cut at the 0, 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, and 3/4 and 1 inch. You just put the peg in what you want. I like the 3/4 margin, and it's the same on this side. And then to cut your frame out, it's this long bar. It's the same thing. So you want to use the 3/4 inch. So what I'm going to do first is put it right up into that corner and punch. And you can use a punch if you want, a die, scissors, anything. You don't have to use one of these, but I have it and trying to use my tools. So to get this, you just put it in up against the bar And the blade has the round and the blade. The round goes in this track and then the blade sits. So you just want to put it in so that it is in one of your little punch outs. And then it has a little home that it can live in, and then it falls right out, so you have a frame. Put that back over to the side, and I'm going to use a little bit of distress ink, and this is Vintage Photo, and I'm going to come in from the back and just distress the inside edges. And this is what my little window is going to show. And I can move it around, you know, however I like it. But what I'm going to do now is use some score tape. And I'm going to put some outside of the cutout all the way around. I don't get it too close to the cutout because I don't want the glue exposed. This is some sticky stuff, but I find that it works really well. You could also use Fabri-Tac. That works really well on the transparencies also. And I have not tried a white glue or art glitter glue with this, and so I can't tell you how successful that would be. Now I'm just removing the score tape. I did burnish it down so it's easier to remove the backing papers. And I'm going to place this over my picture and press it down. And this particular one is too long, so I'm going to go ahead and go in here and trim it off. And this is going to be my back. I do want to ink the top of this. Because after I put it together, it'll be more difficult to ink. Okay, so here you see it's got just the craft background, and when you put in the tag, it shows up. But what I'm contemplating doing is using some of this book page and putting that behind here so it's even more interesting when the tag is out. Or what we could do, like what I did with this one, is I took a piece of tea-stained tracing paper and I attached it to the back of the vinyl or the transparency so that the tag is even a little bit more diffused. So we can do that too, where we just attach it right here if we want that look. And you know, that is kind of cool. And then the tag going in and out will not show through book page. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of tear a piece. And this particular book page is Russian. So now to decide, I think I'm going to go ahead and just glue it onto the back. Well, then I'm wondering if I'm going to do that, do I want the whole thing? Yes, let's do that. So I'm going to go ahead and just cut off this margin. And 3.5 inches, so let's make it that wide. Trying to cover the glare. That's the purpose of that. And I'm going to grab my glue book and glue stick. And I'm sure this idea has probably been done before. I haven't done it before, but I've made a lot of slides in the past, and I've used transparencies quite a bit, but I've never made my library pockets look like this before. And I do want the words to go all the way up to the top. Go ahead and trim that off. And I'm going to go ahead and trim off the bottom. When I cut my cardstock, I measured in the 3.5 and cut it the 11-inch length and then chopped off. And so that's just the size of this particular piece. And after I get my pocket on here, I can determine if I want this shorter or not. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and glue on 3 sides. Maybe get the glue work down. It's been sitting for a while, so it's kind of thickened up a little bit. Okay, not happy with that. Okay, let's open her up. Well, maybe. It really has been sitting for a while. I think what I'm going to do is just grab a new bottle. That'll work. And then we'll just put a little bead of glue on the edge. I kind of like it the length that it is. I think it's about 7 inches. Almost. I'm going to go ahead and I've made a die out of an old heavy card I got in the mail. So make it into a tag shape, or you can use your quarter rounder. I thought it might be kind of fun to do a tag shape. This one here I did the round. I like that too. And then just ink all the way around. And these pockets can be glued in, you know, on the back, or they can be loose. Doesn't matter. But it's just something fun with a little bit different look. And if you've seen somebody use this technique before, let me know, because I'd like to check out their project too. And it would be fun to stitch all the way around it too for a little added look. And then we can just pop in a tag. We'll go ahead and use this prefab shipping tag that I have. I'm just going to ink around it. Why reinvent the wheel? I'm going to use up some of my supplies. So here we've got a fun little botanical that's in craft and book page, a little bit different from the other one. The pocket is bigger, but they both look great. Now let's go ahead and make one with a cabinet card. Here is my first one that I was playing with. And these are the images that I have printed. And like, for instance, when you put an image of a person on the book page, it really the lady gets lost, or the little boy can't see this face anymore. So keep that in mind with what you put in the back. Like that would be really cute, except now you can't see your little face. But it shows up great on plain. So just keep that in mind. So let's go ahead and use which one? I have a piece of cardstock length already cut. Let's go ahead and use her. I'm going to just cut her out. It kind of looks like a negative, sort of. I like that look. Let's see what it looks like with a craft one. I think with the image of a person, I like the cream better. Yeah, let's go ahead and use the cream. I can make one of the other ones too. But how big do I want my window? I don't think I'm going to use her entire. Okay, the whole image is 2 inches. So if I add 3/4 and 3/4, I have 3.5, which is the width I already have. And let's use just a little over the top of her head. Let's make this one 4 inches also. And go ahead and use the frame punch again. Make sure it's seated all the way into the corner. And if you would like the frame to be more like a Polaroid type frame, you can adjust these so that you have an inch at the bottom, or can make these smaller, whatever you like. Kind of a fun toy. And my little piece came right out, and my little punched corners. Get rid of those. I'm going to go in and ink again on the bottom. I find I have more control if I go in from the bottom. And let's use this. Double checking my image. Yes, I like that. Wouldn't it be fun to do this with your own relatives? That would be cool. Find my score tape. I'm going to go ahead and put it around the frame again. and burnish it. Burnishing makes it easier to remove the backing paper. Maybe a fun little wallpaper print might be cute behind these too. That might be an idea. Now I'm going to go ahead and put her in there. So I got her hand. Go ahead and press it down. And it's a little bit close to this side, so I'm going to trim it off because I really prefer not to put the transparency in the glue portion. Because with taking tags in and out, it might give it undue wear. And I'm going to ink the top. Can ink the others after I've got it glued together. Yeah, I like that. Try some other papers. Yeah, I always want to double check before I don't want any red lines going through her. Double check before I glue it down. I have anything else that's pretty, that's handy and relatively thin. Here I've got some craft paper. That sure gave it a dark touch. It would be fun to decorate around the edges of the little pockets as well. Some labels and some flowers, butterflies, buttons, bows. I don't think I'm going to make, if it was masculine, maybe the craft paper underneath would be better, but I'm going to leave it just like it is. And let's go ahead and apply glue. Put the cover on, because I do like to forget the cover. And I think I'm going to shorten it up a little bit for this one. Oh, I got a little bit of glue oozing out. So if I just rub it, it'll go away. It was sticking to my glass mat. Yeah, I'm going to make it 6 inches, I think. So just put it in my paper cutter. And I'm going to go with the rounder again on the 1/2 inch. And let's ink around that. And I'm not going to decorate them yet because I don't know what journal I'm going to put them in, or if I'm going to give them away as gifts. Maybe I'll choose a little, a random comment and send you one of these. So make sure that you comment below, and let's see what we come up with. These are fun and addicting to make, that's for sure. And I'm going to go ahead and ink up a tag again to slide in there. Oh, that made a loud noise. And let's pop that little tag in. There we have it. Let's take a look at all of our little tags that we made today. They are fun. Where are get my glare out of there. So I hope you enjoyed crafting with me today, and give it a try. It's really a lot of fun. And thank you so much for watching.